Hello there everyone, welcome back, and yes, with 2018 long gone out the window, we are in now 2019, and with that comes a whole new slate of anticipating films that I'm really looking forward to. So I thought, like last year, I'll just do a list of films that I'm really looking forward to, my most anticipated movies of 2019, and it's top 10, and I'll have some honorable mentions. And obviously there might be some films on my list that you won't agree with, or some films that are lower than are expected. But with all that said, these are my top 10 most anticipated films of 2019. And so with that said, let's get on to number 10. And number 10 on my list is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Now yes, the first Lego Movie, back when it first came out, was actually really good. I was blown away with how this obvious cash grab turned out to be actually not an obvious cash grab. And it had really great voice work from like Chris Pratt. You got Will Ferrell. Had a really sweet theme between like a father and his son. And I gotta say, like, in all those Lego films that have come out, I think some of the execs there or whatever whoever works on these films has daddy issues, because in each film it's about like the main character or one of the main characters having issues with their dad and then resolving it by the end. So I'm thinking, are you okay, whoever works on these films? Do you need help, because that's really sad. But anyways, you got most of the cast returning. Chris Pratt's coming back, Nick Offerman's coming back, Charlie Day, Elizabeth Banks, everyone's coming back, and plus you have some new faces like Chris Pratt again is playing a new character, and it looks like they're actually going on with the first one ended off with. It's going to be like an apocalyptic kind of parody thing. So it looks like a whole lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right, everyone. On to number 9, and that's It, Chapter 2. Now, It, Chapter 2 is a film that I wouldn't have been looking forward to if the first one wasn't so great. The first one, I believe, was in my top 10 of 2017. That film was just, it blew me away. Like, it made me float, if you know what I'm trying to say here. It was crazy. It was really dark. There was lots of fun moments in it. The children cast worked off each other really well, and Bill Skarsgård did one of the best performances I've ever seen that year, and he's reprising his role. And some of the kids will be coming back for small parts, but really we're going to be seeing them as grown-ups. You have Bill Hader coming back to be one of the characters. You have Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and others, and it looks like a really solid cast, and it's going to continue on the second half of that ginormous novel from Stephen King, and hopefully it doesn't fall flat on its face, because I mean, a lot of those Stephen King movies are trash, so hopefully. But yes, on to number 8, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like the movies in this universe that have started off the monster universe or whatever. I haven't really seen the first Godzilla, but I really like Kong Skull Island, which is also in this universe. And so this, from the marketing, looks insane. All these creatures, like, what in the world? I hope it's not some setup trash for Godzilla versus Kong, because all these monsters look fantastic. The city's getting destroyed. You have Godzilla coming in there. It looks like a really fun, dumb monster movie, and a really great summer movie. Let's just hope it pays off, and obviously, I want to kind of see that, maybe even in IMAX. That's how awesome it looks. So I just had to put it on the list, because... Alright, on to number 7, and that's SpiderMan Far From Home. You guys may be like, oh my goodness, the Marvel fanboy here put it at number 7? First off, I'm not a complete Marvel fanboy, but yes, it's pretty low on my list because there's just so much great content coming out this year. And also, it's kind of disappointing that I know this is coming, even especially after seeing Infinity War, where you're like, oh, so it kind of undoes that. But I'm kind of curious about, because this is like the first movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that'll start off Phase 4 and probably potentially set up the next big threat. And plus, you got Samuel Jackson from Leaked Photos. See, a lot of Leaked Photos came out coming back. Yeah, Maria Hill coming back. Happy Hogan, who was actually, a little trivia, he's the director. Jon Favreau plays Happy Hogan, who directed the first 2 Iron Man films. And he's been in the films. He's been in all 3 Iron Man films. He was in Spider-Man Homecoming. So he's making his moves. He's coming back. And you got, apparently Gwyneth Paltrow was spotted on set as well. and you have most of the kids returning, and it's gonna be set in like Europe, so he's traveling around, hence the term Far From Home. And you have Jake Gyllenhaal, like, whoa, he's teaming up here. They're gonna be setting up Sinister Six, and with the success of Venom and Spider-Verse and all, I'm pretty sure Sony's gonna renegotiate their deal to keep him in for a while. So that's good. So we'll be able to see more Spider-Man, and this won't be the last film, hopefully. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. All right, everyone, on to number 6. We have Toy Story 4. Now, yes, why on earth would they make another sequel to this franchise is beyond me, other than we want more money. And with all their sequels recently, especially like Incredibles 2 making bank loads of money and all that, of course, this was inevitable. But I'm kind of curious to see what they have in store, because I don't think they would go to back here unless they really had an idea. Because the first 3 are so cherished in a lot of people's memory, and it's known as one of the best trilogies of all time, and some of the best children's movies, anime movies, and all that. So I'm kind of curious where they'll go from there. But that first trailer didn't really do it for me. I loved it until they showed the fork thing. I was like, okay, this is stupid crap. But we'll just see. I mean, it's just a teaser. All right, everyone, on to number 5, and I know this will be very controversial, but I don't really care. And that is Star Wars Episode 9. Everyone's like, you have a Star Wars movie so low on your anticipation list? Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. And the reason why is, I hate to say that there's Star Wars fatigue and there's too many, because that would be hypocritical, because Marvel could put out 3 films a year and it's fine there. But the problem here is like, after seeing Last Jedi, I'm kind of, I mean, it was good and all, but then Solo, which was kind of disappointing, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm losing interest in that story with Rey and all of them, because everything that was setting up from Force Awakens was kind of undercut in Last Jedi, in my opinion. And I already see where else they can go with this, other than just Kylo and Rey fighting and being a generic, oh, she'll save the day. That's great, guys. And I mean, I hate to sound so unenthusiastic. I'm still really looking forward to see what happens to the rest of them and all. It's just, I'm not as happy to see it as I would have been if they did some different choices. Like if Rey went bad and really twisted up the actual mythology, and if they weren't bringing Luke back, because his sacrifice in Last Jedi was fantastic, but they're bringing him back. If he's a Force ghost, then that's great, but I don't think that's what they're doing. Bringing Leia back again, she should have died in the last film, since it's disrespectful to re-bring her back, even though she's been dead, in my opinion. And it's just, I'm losing interest a little here, guys. Hopefully the film's great, but I don't know. Alright, on to number 4, Dumbo 2019. Now, Dumbo 2019, I'm really anticipating, because from the first trailer, I forgot about it. But this new trailer, which is fantastic, I love it. And the posters and all the release, and it looks like a really great updated version of the classic, because it looks like there's enough in there to make it new, to distance itself from that. And also you got great cast of Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Colin Farrell, and it just looks like a really great ride from director Tim Burton. This could be a return to form, because he hasn't really made a good film in such a long time. So hopefully it turns out well. I'm really looking forward to it. Speaking of films I really hope turn out well, we're on to number 3, which is, you guys are going to be like, oh my goodness, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Yes, that's number 3 on my list, and the reason why, I thought this would be a stupid idea, and it probably is, maybe, but that first trailer blew me away. I was like immediately invested. I'm like, I'm definitely seeing this. I really am looking forward to it. It looks like they put so much money and effort into this, but just by how the Pokemon creatures look so well, it reminds me kind of like Happy Time Murders, where you have like a mystery with a human and said creature or Muppet or whatever teaming up to solve it. Except where that failed, this could maybe succeed. And I mean, with Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu, everyone's like, oh, it's just Deadpool. And that's why you get Ryan Reynolds, okay? You get him for his snarky voice and his humor and all. So I think this is great. I'm so looking forward to this. It looks like a whole lot of fun. And it can maybe spawn another franchise for Warner Brothers. But I'm really looking forward to this film. On to number 2. It was either this or my number 1. Like, these two are right up there. But a lot of people I know, this is right up there for them as well. But obviously, number 2 is The Lion King, 2019. Now, yes, this is not live action, guys. It's animated. It's like photorealistic animation because there's no human characteristics or no actual people or buildings or whatever in it. It's all computerly generated animation and all that good stuff. But I'm hoping that they'll change it up a little instead of it being beat by beat, because that'll just get boring. And I mean, it looks gorgeous and all. I just hope they do some stuff different, to generate like the distance and stuff so you could compare them instead of like what Dumbo's doing. That's obviously gonna be way different from the animated one. So I'm hoping this does the same. But again, you got a great cast, like especially James Earl Jones. He's returning. That'll be fantastic. You got Seth Rogen. That should be good. You got Beyonce, which is bleh. I'm not a fan of her acting or any of that. But whatever song she puts in the movie, because she's gonna do some soundtrack stuff since she's a singer and all. That should be good. You got Donald Glover. That should be great. And yeah, it looks like a really good cast. And all right, everyone. Before I get to the obvious number 1, which I'm pretty sure you all guessed, before I get to that, let's go over some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Aladdin. Now, yes, this is another one of the live-action Disney films from an animated property in the same year. But where I feel like this could be better, but from the set photos like of Genie, he's not even blue, which they say he will be, but I'm hoping they aren't lying. It kind of looks disappointing, so that's why it wasn't quite in my top 10 from some of the initial marketing. And I just hope it does better. And plus, I'm that curious factor. You just want to see it to compare it. That's why all 3 of them made in this video per se. On John Wick, Chapter 3. Now, the first John Wick I didn't really get to see, but Chapter 2 I thought was excellent. And so Chapter 3, I saw him riding a horse with a gun pointing at someone. Already I want to see it. It just looks like the action will be insane. And you have Halle Berry in there for some reason. Lawrence Fishburne comes back. And from how that other one ended, it looks like it's going to be a great ride. Shazam, yes, it would have been one of the 2 DC films released this year, but Wonder Woman was pushed back because of Star Wars or something. So Shazam is the only one this year. And honestly, from that first trailer they released a year ago, it looks really great. And it looks like a whole lot of fun. And I'm hoping it's not trash like most of their films these days, or not just average. I hope it's actually really fun, really good. I'm not saying I'm really excited for it per se, because I've been so burned from these films before, but I think it could be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Captain Marvel. Yes, oh my goodness, not all 3 made my top 10. And yes, Captain Marvel was not in the top 10 because the marketing's been so poor, in my opinion. Like, it looks cool and all, but her acting, now I hate to be one of those people where she's a bad actress and all that, because I've seen her in some stuff like 21 Jump Street and all. She could be great. It's just, I hear that she was told to act like this or something because this is how she is in the comics. I'm like, well, no wonder why no one likes to read these comics. Like, this is awful. Please don't be like this the whole movie. Please just be taken out of context scenes. Like, her acting is so stilted in some of these trailers. It's kind of laughable. And some parts are funny, like, not supposed to be too. So I'm hoping it's just me seeing these trailers out of context. And I'm hoping she does a great job. And I know it's a big milestone for the first female superhero in the MCU and all that, like her movie. So I'm hoping it's not trash, because it can't be trash because she's a major role in Avengers 4. So I just hope it isn't bad. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Now, I'm surprised the series is even still going. I thought they canceled it since the second one disappointed at the box office, but no, they're back again. And this is the final installment, I believe, in this series. And finally, DreamWorks makes a film. It's been well over a year now since they released a film because of them being bought out by Illumination president. So their films are probably going to become crap because... So let's hope this film isn't bad. It looks like a whole lot of fun. I'm really interested to say goodbye to these characters that we saw in the previous 2 films, because it is probably going to be the end of this series. But it looks like it, really colorful, nicely animated. So I'm looking forward to it. And finally, for my honorable mentions list, we have Frozen 2. Now, yes, it's been since 2013 since the first Frozen. It was around for a good few years before it eventually died out, thank God. But here it is to come back from the dead to haunt us all. And I'm kind of interested in it from some stuff I've heard, but I don't really know if I care. Like with the Wreck-It Ralph 2, I didn't really want it. It was alright, but they could have made Zootopia 2 right now. Like, seriously, why are they pushing that off? That made over I know this made over $1 billion too, but they've had so much Frozen stuff. Like, give it a rest, guys. Like, we don't really need another Frozen. But hey, if it turns out good, that's fine. I'll see it, but alright, guys, let's stop kicking around the bush. You know what my number one will be, so let's just say it together. 1, 2, 3. Avengers Endgame. Yes, now guys, Avengers Endgame is easily, by far, my most anticipated film this year. And that's just to see how the rest of this universe will conclude. The characters got just beat. They got beat up. They got destroyed at the end of Infinity War. Half of them were, and it was just really sad and tragic. And from that first trailer, it's trying to show you everyone's sad. We lost. I have a plan. All that stuff. And I'm really looking forward to it. And you can tell the Russo Bros are playing toy. They're playing coy with the audience here by not even showing off the trailer until the the title until the very end of the trailer. And there's gonna be barely any marketing, I know. And I think that's a stupid idea, though. You need to market your film where it's not gonna make as much, even if it is Avengers. But I think this will be such a great conclusion. I'm really hoping it doesn't undercut what happened in Infinity War completely. I know the dusted people will probably come back, but I don't want people to die that died before to come back, because that would undercut some stakes. But hopefully it just turns out great, like I'm expecting it to. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how Captain Marvel performs, because she's going to be a major role in there. So cross your fingers, guys. Woo! This could be a make or break year for any of these companies, really. So I hope you all enjoyed my list. What'd you all think? If you want to put your list down in the comments below, that'd be great. Hit the subscribe button so you can get notifications on when I upload. Hit the bell as well. If, like I said, comment if we want to discuss any of my list, if I'm wrong or if you're right or whatever. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Sawyer Sable or @SableSawyer. And again, thank you all so much for watching my list, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.